Chosen one. October 21st is a winning day. This is your financial awakening. This is not just a date on the calendar. It is a divine signal, a precise moment carved out in eternity to awaken you into what has always been yours. God is calling your spirit into attention. This is not a false hope or a fleeting dream. It is real. It is spiritual. And it has already begun. October 21st is not about coincidence. It is a coded confirmation from the heavens, and you're part of that heavenly timeline. Everything you've sensed, every prophetic whisper in your soul, has pointed toward this awakening. This isn't another ordinary day. This is the threshold of something mighty. Your financial awakening. Watch this video until the very end. It carries the encoded message that your spirit has been waiting to hear. And write your warmest wishes in the comments and type the number 777 to activate a stream of energy toward your desires. This moment is not just about hearing. It's about imprinting your wish into the divine current that is flowing now. Speak it. Share it. Let it rise. Because this chapter isn't just about hearing that financial breakthroughs exist. It's about stepping into yours. Now, chosen one, press the hype button under the video and, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Everything has been leading up to this point. The closed doors, the financial drought, the feeling of being forgotten while others advanced. But God never forgot you. He was refining you. He was sculpting your inner world to handle a divine surge. The pain didn't mean punishment. It meant preparation. And now, the waiting ends. The wealth that was held up is now being released. But it's not just about money. It's about awareness. An awakening that shows you who you really are in the economy of heaven. You are not broke. You are not late. You are not abandoned. You are chosen. You are aligned. You are rising into what always had your name on it. God doesn't whisper financial awakening without backing it with divine precision. And that precision has a date. October 21st. That's why everything feels different. That's why your soul has been stirring. That's why you've been dreaming louder, praying deeper, and feeling like something monumental is about to emerge. Because it is. You're stepping into a revelation that your finances were never separated from the supernatural. You were just waiting for the green light to begin. And this is it. That green light is flashing. The time is now. The path is open. Your spiritual eyes are opening to see wealth as more than currency. It's clarity. It's confidence. It's creation. And God is infusing you with all three. What's shifting isn't just what's in your hand. It's what's in your awareness. The lies of lack are burning away. The illusion that you are disconnected from abundance is collapsing. You are coming into harmony with the divine law that has always been in your favor. Heaven never withheld. Timing was the key. And now the timing is perfect. You're going to notice strange signs. Financial favor showing up in conversations. Hidden opportunities beginning to surface. People who owe you suddenly remembering. Ideas that seemed too big now becoming irresistible. That's what a financial awakening looks like. It's not loud. It's deliberate. It's not desperate. It's divine. And it never arrives without notice. God made sure you'd feel it before you saw it. That's why your spirit has been under pressure, because it's birthing something massive. October 21st will not just pass you by. It has an appointment with your awareness. You'll remember it. You'll point back to it. You'll say, "That was the day everything started moving." And not because something came from the outside, but because something was activated on the inside. Your frequency shifted. Your faith leveled up. Your clarity caught fire. And your financial future aligned itself with God's plan, not the world's panic. Stay steady. Stay expectant. Not because you need to try harder, but because you've already survived the hardest parts. You didn't give up when the doors closed. You didn't stop believing when the bills came. You didn't let go of your vision, even when others called it a fantasy. And now you're being honored. Not in the way man rewards, but in the way heaven does, by revelation, release, and reordering. There are moments when God doesn't just give you a blessing, He wakes you up to the ones that were already surrounding you. This is one of those moments. You'll start noticing patterns, receipts, confirmations, sudden insights about where to go, what to say, who to align with. It won't be confusion. It will be conviction. A divine compass guiding you into divine currency. Your anointing is attracting provision. Your faith is pulling in what logic could never plan for. This financial awakening is layered. It's not only about deposits or bank alerts. It's about divine assignments. New value emerging from old wounds. New wealth erupting from long-forgotten places. That gift you set down years ago, it's glowing again. That idea you once abandoned, it's knocking again. God is calling you to revisit what was planted, because the harvest window is open. And this time, the results will be undeniable. You'll feel it in your environment. The heaviness is lifting. The fog is clearing. Conversations are shifting. You're being repositioned to receive what would have crushed you last year. This is not a restart. It's a resurrection. The financial version of you that was buried under doubt is coming back in power. And the world will witness your rise, not just in material gain, but in magnetic peace, deep wisdom, and supernatural confidence. God doesn't just want you to receive. He wants you to remember. Remember who you were before lack taught you how to shrink. Remember what you dreamed of before survival replaced strategy. Remember how big your faith was before the delays. That version of you is returning, but stronger, wiser, richer not just in assets, but in authority. You're not here to beg for overflow. You're here to command it with presence. And October 21st is your confirmation. Stay ready, not with anxiety, but with assurance. God has already moved on your behalf. The financial energy of your life is reordering itself. What you touch will expand. What you release will multiply. What you speak will align. And not because you're chasing success, but because you've been chosen to carry it. This isn't luck. It's law, divine law. The kind that bends time, bends rules, and bends reality in your favor. The spiritual realm knows your name. Your account has been noted. Your heart has been observed. Your tears have been documented. And now, the heavens have scheduled your breakthrough. It's not pending, it's personal. The day has a vibration, and you're tuned into it. October 21st. A winning day. A wealth day. A wake-up call. And it's all for you. The illusion that money is far from you is finally dissolving. What you are now stepping into is the truth of your divine economy. Not the man-made system that runs on fear and control, but the spiritual current that runs on alignment, obedience, and trust. You are not merely adjusting to a better mindset. You are syncing to the will of God for your life, and in that synchronization, the gates of divine provision swing wide open. God did not design you to merely get by. You were not crafted for a lifetime of lack. You were not formed to survive while others thrive. You were shaped to lead, to overflow, to reflect abundance in a way that testifies of the one who provides it. Look back for a moment, not in regret, but in recognition. Can you see the pattern now? Can you see how every no led you to this yes? How the delay wasn't denial, it was divine placement. You had to be protected from premature access. God knew what you were capable of, but He also knew the weight of glory required maturity. And now, that maturity is present. Your inner posture has shifted. You're not hungry for a quick fix. You're rooted in purpose. You're not asking just to receive. You're preparing to multiply. This is the moment where preparation and provision collide. What's arriving isn't random. It's responding to your readiness. Your spiritual banks have been storing every act of obedience, every quiet act of faith, every sacrificial yes you gave when it would have been easier to quit. And now, your heavenly account is releasing what the world couldn't give and the enemy couldn't stop. This isn't something you stumbled into. It's something you've been drawn into. October 21st carries the vibration of divine timing. Don't let the simplicity of the calendar fool you. In the realm of the spirit, this is a coded activation. You didn't choose the date chose you. It is answering the vibration of your soul's preparation. Every frequency you've been holding, every declaration you've been whispering when no one heard, every battle you overcame in silence, it's all meeting you here, at this date, in this hour. And what's more, this awakening is layered with acceleration. God is not merely answering old prayers, He's upgrading the questions. You'll notice your vision stretch. You'll notice your language refine. You'll notice your desire shift from desperation to dominion. Because that's what happens when the soul awakens to its financial authority. You stop begging. You start building. You stop fearing. You start flowing. It's not just about bank balances. It's about power. It's about presence. It's about possessing the gates of opportunity that once intimidated you. You won't just walk into rooms, you'll shift atmospheres. You won't just receive blessing, you'll command territory. And the world won't understand it, but they'll witness it. Because what God is doing through you is undeniable. It can't be explained through logic or strategy. It's a supernatural performance of His promise. The people around you may not see the magnitude of this shift, but the heavens do. The earth is already adjusting. The angels are already responding. The elements are aligning. Resources are rerouting. What was once hard to reach is now coming with ease. Not because it got easier, but because you stepped into your appointed realm of flow. When you align, everything obeys. The money obeys. The people obey. The systems obey. The silence breaks. The drought ends. And the overflow begins. You're about to feel peace like you've never felt it. Not because your environment changed, but because your spirit finally caught up with what God always knew about you. That you were never meant to suffer in silence. That you were never meant to stay small. That you were never built to be a background player in your own story. That's why things are shifting without your permission, because God already approved it. He stamped this date with your name and placed within it a frequency so strong, Nothing can block it. You may not feel ready, but heaven says you are. You may not see how, but faith doesn't wait for sight. This is the moment to stay centered, not in striving, but in stillness. You don't need to push. The push already happened in your past. You were pushed when they overlooked you, pushed when you were underpaid, pushed when you had to stretch pennies and silence your dreams. That push wasn't punishment, it was positioning. Now you've arrived. And the irony is, you didn't get here through the world's roots. You got here through refinement, through resilience, through reliance on the voice of God. That's what makes this financial awakening so powerful. It's not about hustle, it's about harmony. Not about force, but flow. The minute you surrendered the timeline, you invited acceleration. The minute you stopped fighting the delay, you allowed divine sequence to take over. And now, look at what's responding. Look at what's shifting. Look at what's being sent. Resources in unusual places. Wealth through unexpected voices. Provision arriving disguised as partnerships, promotions, peaceful knowing. You won't just gain more, you'll realize you've always had more than enough. This awakening removes the veil. It reveals the truth. And the truth is, you were always funded. You were always favored. You were always marked. God didn't withhold. He was waiting for the signal. And now the signal has been sent. From your spirit. From your alignment. From your ability to believe when there was nothing to see. That kind of faith moves mountains, but it also moves money. It opens vaults. It releases blessings. It sends divine checks, deposits, inheritances. This is what October 21st is doing. Not just marking your journey, but launching it. You'll feel lighter, not because your problems vanish, but because your power expands. You'll walk differently, not because the path changes, but because your posture does. You'll look the same, but carry the weight of someone who knows they are backed by heaven. That is the essence of a financial awakening. You stop hoping. You start walking. You stop questioning. You start thanking, not for what's coming, but for what's already here. This isn't a dream. This is your new timeline, and it starts now. The silence around your name is about to break. You were never hidden. You were held. Held by divine instruction, kept in sacred stillness until the moment was strong enough to carry what God planned for you. October 21st is not random. It is calibrated. There are divine timestamps in the realm of the Spirit, where long-awaited things unfreeze and ancient doors unbolt. And today is one of them, not just for the world, for you. God is not simply moving in your finances. He's awakening the version of you that can steward the wealth, the land, the legacy. You've been sensing this shift in subtle ways. Restlessness that couldn't be explained. Pulls in the spirit that had no physical proof. Dreams that glowed with unfamiliar intensity. Ideas that came out of nowhere. Encounters that seemed too aligned to be accidents. That wasn't coincidence. That was confirmation. God has been whispering to your soul, preparing you to rise into what always had your signature on it. And now, the whisper is becoming a wave. It's no longer about waiting for breakthrough. You are the breakthrough. You carry the frequency that attracts it. And now that you've stepped into resonance, the rewards are catching up. Not just rewards for what you did, but for what you survived. God saw what you endured, the moments when you praised through pressure, when you gave while you were empty, when you encouraged others while fighting private storms. And He's not just sending a harvest, He's awakening you to the truth that the harvest has been waiting for you to notice it. This isn't just a financial awakening, it's a wealth identity emergence. You're realizing that you were never trying to get rich. You were always wealthy, in spirit, in vision, in value. And now that realization is manifesting in physical ways. The inner clarity is summoning outer change. The inward knowing is unlocking outer results. This is how heaven operates. It doesn't just drop blessings. It raises awareness. On this day, things that used to scare you won't. Bills won't make you anxious. Delays won't discourage you. Setbacks won't steal your confidence. Because you're not reacting anymore. You're receiving. You're not chasing. You're carrying. You know now that when you align with God's rhythm, provision flows like a river. Not forced, not rushed, not negotiated, but natural. You're walking into spaces that used to reject you, and now they'll recognize you. Because what surrounds you has changed. People will notice. They'll sense something different, not just in your words, but in your energy. You'll walk into rooms with the presence of someone who knows that divine accounts are being released on their behalf. You won't need to prove your worth. Your glow will speak for you. You won't need to explain your vision. Your fruit will do the talking. Because when God awakens someone financially, He upgrades their presence before He upgrades their possessions. The presence must match the promise. And you, chosen one, you are matching the promise. That's why your thoughts are becoming sharper, your speech more intentional, your boundaries more sacred, your desires more defined. Because heaven is ready to trust you with more, and not just more for the sake of status, more for the sake of purpose. You are a distributor, a carrier, a conduit. The wealth is not only coming to you, it's coming through you. It has assignments, and you are the answer.